Welcome, folks. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Good to have all of you folks with us tonight. Do let us know if you are receiving us loud and clear. Good to have each and every one of you. The internet seems to be a little scratchy tonight. Yeah. It seems to be a little scratchy. But good to have all of you on the live. My God, how are you folks doing? What a day it has been, and the evening seems to be getting even better. I hope your day was off to a running start, and I hope the night, like it is for us, it's looking up, folks. It's looking up. The night is young. The night is young. They told us that a lot of frantic calls have been made in the PPP all afternoon from about 6 or so, 5:30, 6-ish or so. A lot of calls, frantic calls in telephone, Stacey Ann Stoll and Simone Graves and Tommy Irvin Don Cook. The folks in the hearing us loud and clear. Thank you, folks. A lot of calls, you see. A lot of calls are being made. And y'all know as much as I know. Y'all know as much as I know. Nazar Muhammad speaks. The father of businessman and philanthropist Nazar Muhammad. He had a lot to say this afternoon, folks. He had a lot to say this afternoon. And what is even more importante, he said he has more to say as time goes by. I don't know why they make the life so short. I don't know. And this must be a major headache. I could imagine a lot of Zoom conferences right away. You know, Chief, you're seeing this? You hear what is being said here? The man who nearly collapsed the financial system in the country with all the gold he's dealing with. Interesting times, folks. Didn't we tell you, folks? Didn't we tell you, this is season? Lots more to come. To be continued. How are you folks doing? Alexis Thompson, Shavani Mohammed, Wilma Grant, Pretty Militia, Glycis Bingo, Yvonne Leslin. Tis the season, folks. Tis the season. We are going to hear a lot more. Right? So be on guard. And we're going to see a lot more. We are going to see a lot more. Right? That's all I want to tell y'all. We're going to hear a lot more. This is season. General and regional elections 2025 is upon us. Avril, Ruina, Sahario, Roxanne. Tis the season. Folks, today, at around 6 or so, 6:15-ish, on the Team Muhammad's page, a video came out there. Nazar Muhammad himself, I think 13 minutes or so, came walk on. He had a lot to say about how his family has been coping with the U.S. sanctions on the family. He had a lot to say, and we got to unpack some of that. Rihanna Mingo, Dolly, and the other folks joining us tonight, we're going to have to unpack some of it, but no doubt, this got to now be causing a lot of worry for the PPP. We noticed about 200,000 persons already viewed that video. The emojis are nothing like us here. There's off the hook. Folks, that's political currency, you know. That's what the PPP worried about. Irfan and Jagdio don't like nobody getting more likes and shares than them. That's why in the last 5 years, I've had 3 cases in the court. 3 cases. They got people who got more. It's a fight down with them boys. Them boys taste the sweet like the dog that suck the egg. The taste is sweet. Let me tell you this. They ain't gonna give it up so easy. Naomi Drucker, they ain't gonna give it up so easy. Wilma Grant. They ain't give it up so easy. But this season is upon us. So this is going to be a more ferocious year than usual, because lots of people are speculating Muhammad is going to make a political run when he runs for president or, you know, what have you. But in this 2025, general and regional elections, even though we were in the early days, there's the Muhammad factor there. There is that Muhammad factor there, and you cannot discount it. You cannot discount it. This business called politics, Redmond Alexis and Mark and Lennox and Antia and the ordinary Alexis, not the Redmond Alexis, the ordinary Alexis. This is a game of numbers. This is a game of numbers. You think it's easy? You got Irfan put out a video, you got 500 views. Another man put out a video, get 500,000. And you telling me this is the transformation leader we got here? Folks, but as I said, I ain't want to get too ahead of myself. I just like that action happening. I don't want to be, dead, dreary political season. I like action. When in some windows, when in some relationships rather, you got to jump through third story window and land on your foot, hit the ground running. Yeah, action. You got to jump over two fence. Plunge in some plimple bush. And so action. That's all I'm happy about. Action. Action, folks. We can circle back. We can circle back to that. Hold on, man. Shut everything y'all want up front. Hold on, man. We can circle back to that in just a few. Let's touch on a couple other things. And then we come back. We got a lot of things we deal with nationally, folks. A lot of things we deal with nationally. These contractors know they able. People who want to build wharfs and stellings, and they know they're able. Some of the substandard work that we're getting, my Lord, it leaves a lot to be desired. I saw a piece of stelling almost floating away today. I says, Birdness build this here? Is Birdness or is our statement? Is who? Is who built it? We're going to come to that soon enough, folks. But as I said, we got some territorial issues that we're dealing with. Some territorial issues, plural. And we need a strong government who are going to face these issues head on. Can I hear Delcy Rodriguez talking and you done start shaking in your boots? You've already started, soiling yourself. Come on now. So Gary Best, former Chief of Staff of the Ghana Defense Force, spoke to this issue recently. Take a look, folks. The opener. Take a look. And take a listen as well.
Retired Chief of Staff of the Ghana Defense Force, Rear Admiral Gary Beth, said that Ghana needs a government that would focus on defending the country.
How is it possible for syndicatos to operate in the Cuyuni River where there's a substantive Venezuelan military presence? Why would a gang fire on a military force of another country? Those don't add up. In my view, those are forward elements of Venezuela.
He said that Venezuela is testing Ghana's response capability.
The government needs to look at having a defense budget to develop and defend Essequibo. We're looking at having resources for Essequibo, both human resources and other types of resources in Essequibo for Essequibo to be safe. Guyana is not going to be safe if Essequibo is not safe. Essequibo has to be safe. And mind you, Ankoko Island is in the Cuyuni River, but it's part of the Essequibo. So Venezuela took its first stab at Essequibo since 1966.
That was the year Venezuela annexed the part of Ankoko Island that belonged to Guyana. More recently, a Venezuelan military vessel was in Ghana's territorial waters, questioning one of the oil vessels operating there. Rear Admiral Best said that the condemnatory remarks from the OS and other agencies are welcome.
Ghana is a member of the United Nations Security Council. I thought in the public space, the government would have spoken about that. What action we will take within the Security Council. What allies have we formed alliances within the Security Council to bring this matter to the Security Council and get a condemnation by the UN Security Council of Venezuelan action. It's not going to be easy because you have the the permanent five in the Security Council who have the vetoes, Russia, United States, France, etc., China included. But it is an action that Guyana can commence at the Security Council. I think the nation needs to hear that Guyana is going to use all efforts, all diplomatic efforts, including its current seat on the UN Security Council.
He said that the Guyanese people need to be equipped to defend the country. And with Essequibo being under threat, that part of the country should be getting the larger part of the budget. There was the Guyana National Service.
Unfortunately, National Service was viewed politically as a negative to the government when they came in '92, but it created a presence of young Guyanese presence in the interior. The reserve, as we knew it, there's a different formulation, but I would say that the model again that we had was you have a small compact defense force and a very large reserve.
Yep.
Every citizen or soldier came from Article 33, which is the duty of every citizen to defend Guyana. So you have the citizens as part of your reserve pool.
The National Service Centers were part of the defense program. Centers were established in border communities.
The people will be too ashamed. The people will be too ashamed to reopen national service. They know they shouldn't. They know they should for all the reasons Adam Harris pointed out there, Gary Best pointed out there, Dr. Gary Best, for all those reasons, but it's too shame, you know. Close it down and now they get all the regrets. They don't understand what's happening, you know. Yes, it didn't have all the positives it should have had. You had a couple of negative elements in there too. But the thing was doing something and serving a purpose. You know, them boys come and break up a lot of buses and so on, boats, and destroy a lot of bicycles, and then they realize, oh, these things are carrying kids to school. We got to buy back more buses now. We got to buy back more. So lots happening, folks. Lots happening, and we're happy to have all of you folks with us. Let's touch on a couple of things that might be happening in the region and elsewhere, and then we circle back to some more critical things that are happening at home, folks. A couple of critical things happening at home. There's a kind of weird headline coming out of Jamaica, but you'll understand it. Jamaica is now seeing one of its lowest murder figures in a month that they've seen in 25 years. One of the lowest murder figures in a month. Folks, good folks, listen to this. Listen to this. In February, Jamaica only had 47 murders. Only 47. And the Jamaicans say this is the lowest per month for any month in 25 years. In 25 years. You said we got a problem. You said we got a problem. You know, we got our own troubles here, but thank God, we're not there yet. I hope to God we don't get there either, but it needs strong leadership. I don't think Robeson is the man. I don't think so. What happened to May? As I'm on Robeson, what has ever happened to May? To Thomas? Do you remember Sweet Girl May? What has ever happened to May? So we got that to deal with, folks. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us this evening, the hundreds of you who are on with us. Whatever happened to me? I see PM there in India. Says collaborating on a renewable energy project. You know, when the Indians came, Prime Minister Modi and team, long list. I surprised though in this one he pointed out. Long list of bilaterals. Long list. I was quite surprised when this was the only one. Prime Minister Mark Phillips says he's meeting or has met with the India Union Minister for New and Renewable Energy, one Mr. Gosai or Josai, and they've discussed strengthening cooperation in solar, wind, and hydro initiatives. You know, somehow, I don't know if it's me, but I thought this gas to shore 1 and 2, because there's a second energy project in the pipelines with the gas that Exxon is already laying the pipeline for. I thought that was the end all. I thought that was the end all of our troubles. But no. PM said they're working out with the Indians, renewable energy in these areas, solar, wind, hydro. Yeah. You know, the US was a big push behind us to really and truly go green, to go renewable. But now Trump, them sit, you know, they can take their hands off the thing a little bit. So congrats to him. It's good to see our brother, the new High Commissioner to New Delhi there, Siraj. You know, she got a lot of stories with Siraj and Jar Finn and Boy Finn and Jack Dio. Who's at top to bottom? But I want to say, track you. Good to see him there. I just want to advise him to stay away from the dogs of New Delhi, especially stray dogs. Especially, folks, I want y'all know people thin, you know. People be looking thin. When a stray dog can take out the whole High Commissioner, he must know where we are. When a stray dog in a Delhi street could take out a whole High Commissioner, you know where we're there. So Siraj, High Commissioner. Siraj, stay away from stray dogs. Who no? Sparkle Gonzalez, Wilma Grant. Stay away from stray dogs. The whole High Commissioner, the thing take out. And folks, listen to this one now. This one grow my skin a little bit. Could you imagine people in this country would hit down another human being and just beat out? It's an offense in and of itself to leave the scene of an accident. That's an offense in itself. And it's that kind of peace has left one family asking for justice. Oh, there's so much hurt and pain in this country. So much. You think anybody care? Knock it down and gone. Knock it down and gone. Listen to this. Listen to the age. The family of 9-month-old Eli Storage Narain. Storage Narain. They're asking for justice. Because this 9-month-old, folks, 9-month-old, my God, 9-month-old was killed in a hit-and-run accident on Sunday. And as such, the family is demanding justice. Police are apparently, according to reports, they're looking for the driver of this vehicle as the accident occurred at Line Path Public Road on the Quarantine. A white Fielder wagon. Right? Am I getting the story right? Yeah. A white Fielder wagon struck 17-year-old Tushan Surjnarain, right? And his wife Kavita Bisan and their baby while they were riding an electric bike. I think they call it in Babis a keke. They were riding. This Fielder wagon knocked them down. The child succumbed to the injuries on the way to the hospital. The parents are listed as in serious condition. The driver has been identified as one Avinash Nadu. The vehicle has been located, and they said the owner of the vehicle is assisting with investigation. The family is asking for justice. 9-month-old gone. Folks, on the road out there, we probably don't say it enough in these times. Slow down. Slow down. That's the country we're living in. And let me arrive alive. Please and thank you. Slow down. Slow down, slow down, slow down, slow down. Please. And let me arrive alive. Let me arrive alive. So much trouble in the world, folks. So much trouble in the world. So much happening on every front. Every front. We got to man this country of ours. Take care of some of the devices that you knock down people, you're gone. You know, you're politically prosecuting people. You know, some of these people who think the people like them. Into Kwashiba. You better listen to what's happening to other people in this place. You all better listen. If it is my friend, all right. Man, he went with them his whole life. You want to know what is it? What is it? Some of y'all say, no, here, if it is my friend, they can treat me better. Paul Slow and Clinton Conway, two former assistant commissioners of police, making the arguments on how we ought to be protecting this country, our borders, and our people. John with Paul Slow, here a Kakameme story coming out of the Ministry of Housing, Central Housing Planning Authority, on this break-in. Kakameme story, people just break in to sleep and then they beat out. Clinton Conway and Paul Slow. Take a listen.
Retired Assistant Police Commissioner Clinton Conway is of the view that the government is taking the recent provocative actions by Venezuela rather casually.
Our territorial integrity is at stake. And here it is, the president, first thing look how the president just casual. And then when you look at it, the chief of staff or the chief of defense staff is on the president's right. And the prime minister is on his left. It should have been the other way around. Or unless he valued the chief of defense staff more than the prime minister.
He said that with the FPSO, the floating production, storage and offloading vessel operating off the coast of Guyana, this country has done nothing to protect its waterways.
I heard on the budget speech that some boat they're buying and they're going to get a one boat, you know, and they're going to get this boat sometime next year. Spending a lot of money on infrastructure. But what about the military to protect our economy?
He too didn't buy the statement that syndicatos shot the GDF soldiers in the Coyoni.
All the Venezuelans got to do, put them men to shoot the soldiers, and then say, hey, the syndicatos. We're not going to buy that. And the things, what happened to our intelligence? What happened to our intelligence?
Conway said that there are many intelligence agencies in this country. They are the police special branch, the military intelligence, and the regional intelligence committees.
And the big one, the real one, they call it NISA, National Intelligence Security Agency, that is required to produce accurate, insightful, objective, and relevant intelligence to inform decision in national interests and security. What happened to that?
Conway said that 6 soldiers were shot in Guyana. It took more than 24 hours to extract them.
We just are messing around with this thing. I ain't hear no statement from the Joint Services Coordinating Council. I heard nothing from the Joint Service Coordinating Council.
He said that in days past, Guyana got information from the nearby Venezuelan town of San Martin.
We get an ambassador in Caracas. Not a word from our ambassador. We are taking things too lightly.
Ambassador sleeping. Ambassador in Caracas sleeping. The ambassador, folks, in Caracas sleeping. That's what I want to tell you. Ambassador sleeping. What do you think the ambassador doing? Ambassador got time with y'all. Right? Ambassador got time with y'all. Ambassador know the whole thing top to bottom. Ambassador sleeping on the walk. Can't hear from ambassador yet. That's fair weather ambassador. Good folks. Fair weather ambassador. As we begin, folks, as we begun, I told you, Muhammad's enterprise, Nazar Muhammad, in a video statement today, revealed how these sanctions by the US government has been hitting the family. He also alluded to a possible, he said, my son wants to run or get involved in politics. That's his affair. That's his affair. Talked to quite a few things this afternoon, folks, and I don't want to, editorialize it in any way. I don't, but something struck me. He said, for instance, all my life I've been with the PPP. All my life. All my life, he said, I've been associated with the PPP. So I just don't understand, where is this hostility towards us coming from? That's why I laugh. Not at the Mohammeds, their own trials and tribulations, good or bad. But some people I see now run out. Say supporting PPP. Somehow they think they're of some great value to the PPP. Right? They think they are somehow going to be responsible for the PPP's win in a couple of months. It's going to be the opposite. This gentleman, Mr. Nazar Muhammad, he said, I have Jagan. Those of you who can remember, I helped Jagan take government in 92. Staunch PPP, he says. And now, business-wise and so on, their fortunes have took a turn. Jagan said, no, I can preserve PPP. They are good aside. And your son got political aspirations. What's yet? It is one thing when you sing in a different tune from them. Now you're going to contend for their largesse, what the thing they own, and it's theirs. They got title and so on for it. Another story. So even more pressure. Not just some of what Mr. Muhammad spoke to today, but don't take my word for it. Don't take my word for it, folks. Take a look. Take a listen to some of what he said.
Good afternoon, everyone. 9 months ago, myself, Nazar Muhammad, and my son, Nazar Muhammad, along with our two companies, have been sanctioned by OFAC. OFAC is an arm, the financial arm of the American government. And I have been very silent on this. To say that it hasn't affected us is an understatement. Indeed, it has affected us greatly, because our entire business, actually come to a standstill. What I want to tell you, because I've seen, read, and heard from people, some very senior people within the political structure, who has been deliberately misrepresenting what this sanction is about, ostracizing us. The sanction is about myself and my son and our companies cannot do business with American citizens and American companies. We have been in the oil and gas sector very early, and we have lots of clients from various American companies who had to leave after the sanction respectfully. We were providing great service for them, but they had to leave, which is understandable. But to say that anyone who associates themselves with the Mohammeds would be sanctioned is ludicrous. Nazar Mohammad, since after the sanction, people took tens of thousands of pictures with him, and I'm not aware of anyone being sanctioned. The US government wouldn't sanction someone for taking a picture with someone. Yeah. They have spoken about lots of people has lost their visas. I'm in this, and I'm totally unaware of that. Daily News and Guyanese Critic, they are two surrogates of the ruling administration. And they put numbers to it. But what I know is that a lot of people lost their visas who are closely connected with the administration. These are not people who are known to us. I don't know them. Azruddin don't know them on a personal level. We know each other by just seeing them around. So I just don't understand what is this about. Now, all my life, I have been associated with PPP. I worked with Fobbs Burnham as a young public servant. Never had a personal relationship with him, but I worked with him as a personal officer based in Esquibo, his government. And from then onwards, I knew all the political leaders in our country. I was very close to Dr. Jagan. I worked hard to restore him in power in 1992. Those who are still old enough can substantiate that. So I just don't understand where this hostility towards us is coming from. I have supported other political parties financially, but I've always been very close to the People's Progressive Party. I would like to address this issue that was raised by this young girl that Guyanese Critic interviewed. Now I want to make it very clear that I have instilled in my family values. I can remember one time when my daughter was in Form 1 at high school, she brought a girl home by us. Unknown to us, she just showed up with this child and say, "Mom, Dad, she's going to stay with us because, she's from Bartica and the conditions under which she's staying is not very nice." And we accepted her. She lived with us for 5 years until she wrote her CXC. We treated her like our own child, and my son and my daughter and her, they were all together in the same house, and he never even looked at her, in that kind of manner. So for this man to fabricate this lies, and we took on a private investigator, and it has been confirmed that this was a plan by, people that is very close to this administration. I'm very disturbed about it because this is no joke. And I want to thank the public for standing with Azruddin, because the plan was that if the public had bought into it and carry pressure, then it would have gone to a different stage, and eventually police would have come in. He went and he reported to the station, and up to today, the Guyanese Critic didn't show up at the station to give a statement on the issue and to identify who this individual is. What is really going on in our society? I just can't understand how people can be so evil to do something like this. I'm an elderly man and I have different focus. My focus is to get closer to my Lord so that He can accept me with all the baggages I have in my life, to paradise, and that is my main focus. But if my son wants to go into politics, that is his choice. You know, I will advise him on integrity and so forth, as a father towards the son. I want to talk about the kind of difficulties we're getting right now. I have never experienced such difficulty under no administration. Right? Right now we apply for the cabotage for our vessels to traverse in Guyana waters, and it has been refused. Now the Constitution protects me as a citizen of Guyana. I can do whatever business I want to do in my country. No one can stop me from doing any business in our country, because the sanction does not dictate that I cannot do business in my country. I've already explained to you what a sanction is about. But it seems as though some of them want to make it that if you talk to anybody, they're going to lose the visa. You know, if somebody only associate with you, they're going to lose, they're going to be sanctioned. This is far from being the truth. They haven't given us the permission to traverse in the Guyana waters, because we are in the process of changing the vessels over into a Guyanese flagship. But it's a process that takes some time. I don't know if it's going to happen or what's going on. We have, for the past 14 years, about 80,000 acres of mining land. We never had an issue of renewing it yearly, pay all the royalties on it. When I called the commissioner, I wrote him, I called him. He said that, well, he's going to get back to me. Many, many months have now passed, and he hasn't get back to me. So we are contemplating, to maybe go to court on this issue. Our quarry land. After we were given our license, someone applied to do gold mining on this land. Now, this application happened long after we have secured our license. So I don't know, I just don't understand what is going on, Our Cambio license have been taken away without any hearing, without any justification. I don't know. I don't want to say like this is a personal attack, but I guess people can draw their own inference. I have a lot of things that I would be talking about as time goes on. There is this Guyanese businessman who has been buying gold from Venezuelan men dressed in military uniform, 99.9% gold, export it, return the money to a city bank, billions of US dollars within a 4-year span. Almost put the country financial system into crisis. And nothing has been done about that. I want to ask the public, and I will be speaking a lot on that issue, and I want to ask the public to be vigilant, because too many things start happening. I don't rule out the possibility of an assassination attempt to my son, because strange occurrences started to happen. I want to thank you very much for listening to me. Almighty God bless you all. Thank you very much.
That's the whole thing, folks, top to bottom. That's the whole story, top to bottom. Now, we could spend the next 3 hours just talking on the politics of that. But a couple of interesting things there. A couple of interesting things. Of course, a father is not only going to worry about himself, but for his son. That's a natural instinct there. You know, he said some strange things. I want to use that to talk about something Terence Campbell said the other day. Remember, Terence has been ventilating a lot of issues concerning the same PPP, Dr. Terence Campbell. And he said they got people outside the house, park up. Other people told me they're being followed too. They believe their conversations are being recorded. There are people watching them day and night. This country is turning into a police state, you know. And you see them boys in every corner got the camera now. You think it's thief they're watching? No, it's political enemies. They're watching. No way going and coming which corner you turning, who you talk to. Right now we on here, man, some men in the dark room making notes. Hey. He showed him Muhammad, hey, here. He talked about you 3 times. Making notes. I'm just showing you here. You might say, well, like, I seen things, man. It's falling, man. What's the great character that behind me in a little while now? So when he said that, I remember. And we're not in a country that is deaf to political assassination. We remember a brother who had that bullhorn in his community, just advocating for people to go out and vote. He had his own preference. Crummy Wing, you all remember that? You all remember that? He took aim. I shouldn't even use the word aim lightly there. But he used to go out there in front of the Ministry of Legal Affairs, the Attorney General's chamber, relentlessly, day after day. And then he just went in his community. Is it that dark time we're going back to? I thought we turned the corner on that kind of savagery of the PPP. I thought we turned the corner on that. And then he talked about this businessman. You know, this is the unfairness in this country. Rich people, as one lyricist in the United States, Richmond north of Richmond. Them rich men north of Vogel. Different. Minister niece get home with cocaine. Anybody else would have gone down, spending time by now. She did a psych evaluation for the last 3 years. You see, when you're connected and you're in favor, connected and in favor, because when you're out of favor, different story. He talked about that businessman. There was a banking issue here. I don't know if you remember, a couple mornings ago, a man issued a check to a bank, hundreds of millions of dollars. Right? He had his friends there, cleared the thing. By the time the check hit the right bank, account empty. The check didn't have the back-ends, but the bank done forward the money. And you and I, they're in a line for 3 hours. Now, they didn't go in line. They go up in the station office. Right? People got you signing your signature 15 times. Oh, I like how you make the essay. It look like this. And a bank for them, 800 million. By the time they check me the right destination, nothing left a bucket. I never hear back about the matter. Never hear back with that. You got big people in office in this country. Knock down people and kill them on the road. Never do a day in a police station, much more jail cell. History gonna be unkind to the PPP. And I'm not picking up for the Mohammeds. If the sanction if it's a blanket sanction, you can't even breathe. Fair enough. But I heard the same PPP. In the early days when the sanction was announced, or these sanctions, they said they were waiting for some information from the US government to do their own investigation. That they had supplied some information and something. I remember that. I remember that very well. Did we get that information? Like the black box. Did we get information from the black box? Huh? How that chopper went down? People always coming halfway. They're good with cutting ribbons. Right? But they don't show you when the stellar floating away. They don't show you when the road breaking up. They say how much contractors they get contract to. They don't tell you when, you know, the REO for some region, your husband or your wife, get 30, 40 contracts in that region. And then, look, history going to be unkind to Boardness, you know. History going to be unkind to Boardness. Boardness borrowed them people money. Buy this, buy that. And then he leading the efforts to undermine them. Right? You and I know there have been lots of rumors out there about the Mohammeds. Lots of rumors. I don't know true from, I never see with my own eye. You hear, you got anecdotal information. But, oh my God, some folks at least can be equally as wicked. If they're wicked, the PPP got to be equally as wicked. History going to be unkind to Boardness. History going to be. That's why when you see some of them walking and dragging the foot, you don't know what they do when they went at a certain point in their life. You don't know. Borrow these people money. Then people put you on the map. Right? Put you on the map. History going to be unkind to Boardness. That's why you see it swelling up. Unkind to him. Wicked. Wicked. But that's a blanket now for the whole PPP. Wicked. That's why I see some of them suddenly start, it's election time. They want to favor with the PPP. And every day they're posting now. Every little road get built. Look what the PPP doing. I ain't seen none of them post, but the pieces telling that nearly float away today. Nice time with the PPP, man. Nice time. If you all support them, you all got to hold them accountable too. There's a couple of things I want to say. So that last part that Mr. Nazar Mohamed said there, I can be talking about some other things later on. I could imagine. He said I contribute to the PPP. No doubt he probably contributed to AFC to an PNC. I don't know. I contributed them. Folks, ain't it their vehicle the Mohammed used to be driving around in? Irfan, the other Mohammed, used to be driving around in election time. Wasn't their vehicle, their Raptor. Irfan put the presidential seal on, the Cassie Crown. Oh man, those were the good days. When money they poured in the PPP to unseat a duly elected government by any means necessary. By any means necessary. Right? Some of y'all, this is not about the Mohammed so much tonight, you know. I just want to use it for jump on some of y'all. Just want to use it. This one really want to come to know. I see Craig on a live the other night. I listened for about 5-10 minutes. Chinaman, I have never heard anybody so boring, insipid, lethargic, low energy. Right? But if Dr. Hines want to entertain them, I don't want to see them. I don't want to hear from them. You're gone. And you're coming back and say, oh, I didn't really gone. You're gone. You're out. You're out. You're out. Stay out. So all of you who gone and saying, oh, you have gone over to what's the James saying? You gone to make the PP great again. You gone to restore PP to its former glory. Mr. Muhammad said, I helped Jagan. He said, I there with them since the time. And you tell me you went yesterday and you believe you important? Huh? You believe you important? Huh? Irfan could know how he important just now. Irfan is as important to the PPP as Daniel Ramatar is to the PPP. He just said know it yet. He knows a one-man show. That's why I like here when he come out and abuse and actually thinking that he making sense is he's the power, you know. That's why nobody don't listen to him. That's why nobody don't listen to him. He used to drive the man vehicle. He can't even help the man. What kind of president is he? He drive the man vehicle to victory. Rena Marks, Jomo, victory. We know the whole thing went down top to bottom. He drive the man vehicle. Gilly G. He swear it in. Forget the man now, you know. Imagine. If this man say he descends dragon. You know, in the vampire world, he got pure blood and so on. He descends that time. How they gonna treat me? How you think they would treat me? How you think same Dr. Terence Campbell, he tax information outside there. How you think? And then they say, oh, it was leaked. Like somebody at GRA got time with Dr. Terence Campbell outside of them. It was leaked. And look at Daily News now. Look at them. All the pretenses that they understand anything but the fourth estate out the window. And it's just bacchanal every day. Bacchanal every day. But everything's for time though. I want we remember that. Everything is for time. Ask me. Ask the Mohammeds. Everything is for time. And you know what? The people forget 2015. You know, life starts in 2020. They forget it. They forget it. But I know that they're worried. I know they were. Folks, don't let me bury my head in the sand, you know. Let us be realists. Let us be realists. Right? People, it might not be us, but there are people who are warming to the Mohammeds. I don't know if it's 5 or 5,000 or 50,000. But people who want to keep power, especially this said here that takes this little oil money and building some big, fantastic mansions all over this country, and poor people suffering more in the time of plenty, history is going to be unkind to them. Because the wicked, they are wicked. And those numbers, people gravitating to the Mohammeds, right? My Lord, it causes some of them sleepless nights. You remember the good bishop? He the curse. He thought he was cursing us. He didn't know the obey backfire. He didn't know the obey backfire. So, Mohammed went up to Blackbush the other day. And the people saw him and say, you know, welcome, and give him a nice welcome. Zulfi went up today. Zulfi went up waiting for them people to put mala and so on for and he ready to put take out the best shot and so on. And he gone up, man. If you see Zulfi, he say, come now. He's a big sahib. Big live and such, you know. You have to see the interaction. Come to talk with all that the government doing and what the government are doing and this and that and the next. the first said a little talk back. Zulfi start getting a couple A man just start thinking a little bit. Then by signal, cut it live, cut it live, cut it live. Oh, cut it live. Cut it live. Because they know they're doing nonsense. And you know what? The farmers know they're doing nonsense as well. Right? Take a look at some of what Zulfi encountered. Region 6 today, talking with the farmers. Take a look, take a listen.
This crop, 233,000 acres have been planted around the country. The yield are good. We are getting approximately 40 bags per acre. Right? Probably you not make that. Approximately, I'm saying on average, Mr. Listen here, I don't know how you're calculating. That's the point. You're very indisciplined, you know. Please, please, comrade me meeting, please. Keep him out, and when you're done, you got talk. Very indisciplined. You're a very indisciplined big man. Very indisciplined. You don't have no respect. Right? I am telling you an average yield per acre is 40 bags around the country. You might not get 40 bags, or your around your people might not get 40 bags, but the average yield around the country is about 40 bags.
People don't want mambo sambo, you know. People want you to fix the problems. Don't bring no hobbly doobly here. Fix the people problems. That's what people want. But not them. They're more busy. Friends, family, and favorites. That's what they're about. And that's why we saw the ramp for the selling in Bartica there almost ended up in the river. Almost ended up in the river. Take a look. So what transpired today. Bartica. You know, those are so many things you don't see on some pages, you know. I saw a gentleman a couple of days ago. PP gave me sterling, PP gave me sterling, PP gave me sterling. I ain't see today. Friends, family, favorites, and flatterers. I didn't see him today. Brothers and sisters, and you folks who support the PPP, you all have to hold them to a higher standard than you do now. Telling open a week ago, peace fall off. What kind of story is that? Road bill last week, getting potholes. Potholes. You call it Heroes Highway. I see the one coming from Conversation Tree, falling apart as you approach Duncan Street. Top to bottom. Friends, family, and favorites. Some more wharves going to sail away. I'm frightened now with this new harbor bridge they're building here now. I can watch to see how some of y'all fear across it for a little bit, then I can y'all try with that. Y'all try with that. Tis the season, folks. Tis this season. We got a lot more to see. We got a lot more to see. Are we in it to win it, folks? Are we in it to win it? Tis the season. That's going to do it for us this evening. Marlon Thomas, Sister Mercy, Lyndon Hicks, and Allison. You all hear the man, so you got more to talk. Nazar Mohamed, you still got some more things. Just tell us when you're dropping it. Please and thank you. We like the whole thing, top to bottom. Top to bottom. Big meeting in Freedom House right now. Big meeting. That's a time, good folks. Pim. Let's end on that note. Nazar Muhammad, in my so much of you on the live tonight. So many of you on the live. In my Sheila by Child Voice. Talk the things. That's going to do it for us this evening, folks. That's a time. That's our program. We got some interesting days ahead of us. We got some interesting days ahead of us. Take care. Take very good care, folks. Thanks for joining us this evening. Tish and Savage Tish and Alison, Mark, Asha, Candy, Gloria, Donna, Gloria Pod. And that is, and Candy Linda Jeet is here too. Oh, Scraps. You hear, Candy? Jamo. Amrita McKenzie. I see you there, Amrita. Wilma, Iban, Dolly, Rena, Carly. Good to have all of you folks on the line. That's our time. That's our program. Stay safe. Stay safe.